Hey there, Filmmaker Friday. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Filmmaker Friday. I am Kristin Smedley, your host of this show and the filmmaker we're going to be talking about every Friday. No, I'm the filmmaker that will be speaking about the film I am creating and all things I am learning about filmmaking. And one of them is that this shirt is not great for sitting here. Okay. If you have been to my channel before, then you know that I am all things thriving with disabilities, thriving after challenges, and all the things. But honestly, filmmaking, okay, so this is not my first film. I did do a very, 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 very short film. I was a co creator of that last year. And boy, did I learn some things about the industry and tools and marketing. And ladies and gentlemen, I learned about people in making that film. So that was a super fun learning experience. And I believe a tremendous first step in this journey of bringing the film that I have been waiting over a decade to tell, the story I've been waiting over a decade to tell. And I'm telling you, now I know that I'm the one bringing this sucker into the world, but I gotta tell you, when I tell people about this story that is a true, okay, it's a true story, something that actually happened. The film is based on the story, people. Let's just put it out there. I mean, we could do a whole episode, and maybe we will, on things being based on a true story. Okay. So this story of Curveball is a baseball setting. It's a baseball setting. My two sons were born blind. Those of you that have been to my channel and know me know that very well. Those of you that are brand new, welcome to the journey. My first two kids, I have three kids. The first two were born blind. No need for oh, that's so sad. Their lives are so far from sad. I will say, I did not start out super happy. I'm now known as the happiest mom of two blind kids. I did not start out happy. And I know that from when I said that, I'm sure that all of you were like, whoa, that's a lot. Blindness is a lot. Well, blindness is a lot when you don't know anything about it. And all of the people in the disability world know that that is one of the most frustrating things, right? That the world doesn't know about all of the ability in disability. And this film is going to bring that out. But it's not one of those films where we go, hey, you need to see the ability and disability. I'm not like that. I make things super fun and educational at the same time. But if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. So you're going to watch an incredibly entertaining film when this comes into the world, which it will be shortly, and you get to be on the journey of it. And not only is it entertaining, it is around the sport of baseball. I mean, how many of us know about baseball and have at least been on the sidelines of a baseball game or watching it on TV, or if you're lucky enough like me and my blind sons, played baseball? Yes, my two blind sons were the only kids, I think, in this state and maybe in the world. I don't know. Don't fact check me yet. You'll learn. Don't fact check Kristin. I just tend to throw some stuff out there, but it's all good. They were definitely the only blind players in our little league in the Philadelphia area that I've ever been aware of. And they weren't just the token blind disability kids on the team. They were Michael, my oldest, his story of baseball is what this film is based on. He led the team in RBIs. My second son, Mitch, is furious that this film is about Michael's baseball season because he says his team was way better, which they were to begin with. And Mitchell was the fastest base runner. Both of them can throw a ball from the outfield to wherever it needs to go on a dime, as long as the parents shut up and have just one voice calling my boys' names. I don't want to get into all the details of how they did baseball because you're going to find that out in the film and with these Filmmaker Fridays. I'm just going to keep saying it like that because, first of all, I am so excited for this film and I love me a Friday. I love the work I do, but boy, do I love a Friday when I get to have not a whole lot of emails or meetings. So lucky you, I just get to keep talking and talking. Okay, so what is this going to be? What can you anticipate in anticipating Friday to come hang out with me on Filmmaker Friday? Well, first of all, I will be live streaming this on all the channels. I just couldn't figure out the program that we use at Thriving Blind Academy where this will be based out of. So there's that. But what else can you look forward to? I will be giving the behind the scenes, I mean, the wins, the struggles, the questions, the really, really, really cool things that we have planned to make this not just a movie. Wait, to make this not just a movie, but a movement. That is the goal of Curveball, the film, that it is not a movie, it is a movement. And as you move through the process with me of bringing this film into the world, you will soon see I am going to be inviting you constantly to join the journey of this film, of the movement that we are creating. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to get in on it sooner than later because the stuff, first of all, the stuff that you'll learn is eye opening about the blindness community, disability. I'm learning so much about it still 24 years in, and making the film and everything around it 100% inclusive. And I know we keep hearing words like inclusion, inclusive design, inclusivity. Trust me, I am still learning all about it. I have been so frustrated at the lack of inclusion and inclusivity and inclusive design in this world, which is why I do the work that I do. But I will tell you, not trying, going about this in an inclusive way, being inclusive, there are some barriers that I'm sure you all are experiencing outside of your whole perspective on why it's important. It's not even important to be inclusive. It's just stupid if you're not. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, I could rattle off, and I will, over the weeks and months of bringing this film into the world and beyond, because then we'll be celebrating the film and talking a lot more about your reactions to it. But in all this, I will share with you all of the actual proof, not the, hey, you should be inclusive and I'm going to sue you if you're not. That's not the movement that I'm involved in, nor is it the movement that I'm going to continue to perpetuate. No. What you're gonna find out from me is the proof, the hard proof in terms of, reports. People will come on this show, we're just gonna call it a show, and educate you all on it. It is actually stupid if you're not inclusive because of the gains in benefits to companies and organizations. Like your bottom line, let's just start there. Your bottom line at a company is a hell of a lot better if you have an inclusive team, inclusive environment, and in intrinsic inclusion values in your company. We'll get into all of that. That's not what I'm here to educate about today. I just wanted to welcome you to this Filmmaker Friday. Do you see why my kids just roll their eyes when I get excited about something? I can't help it. I'm gonna have them like make me a nice jingle or something that has that in there for the show. Today, I will give you the 3 super cool things. This is the goal of every one of these shows on Fridays, is to give you 3, maybe more, super interesting things that I find interesting as I am brand this major motion picture development. Hopefully, you will find them interesting too. I know eventually we're probably going to have episodes where it is 3 headaches that I'm in the middle of. But for right now, we are celebrating because first of all, the script, I'm a few steps ahead of the game. I had to get my act together to do this Filmmaker Friday, but the script is complete. It went through a couple of edits and a couple of people. I'll talk about that another day. But the script for Curveball, the film, is finished. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at your life, or at least a decade of your life on paper that somebody else wrote because they had some conversations with you and watched some behind the scenes conversations with other people and your son, who is the star of the film. Very bizarre. It is very bizarre to see somebody take all of that and actually put on paper their interpretation, which Oh my gosh, this interpretation is absolutely tremendous. But I will say, it was 24 years ago that my oldest son, my firstborn, was diagnosed as blind, and my second son, 3.5 years later. Revisiting that in terms of developing a script, that was 24 and nearly 21 years ago. You guys, so stinking hard for me. I ended up having to tell my director that I wanted him to read that part of the script because it was just entirely too hard for me to revisit that version of myself from all that time ago. But I did it, and it worked out pretty good. And I'm realizing that backing up a little bit is a lot better for the lighting here. So, number one of my most favorite parts of this journey so far is the script. It is, I mean, I was laughing, I was crying, and I lived this story, right? I lived through it. But the way that Rolf wrote this, we're gonna have to have him on for a filmmaker Friday episode so that you can meet this incredible screenwriter. Oh my gosh, so much fun to see this come to fruition. Okay, the second super fun thing, and I wanted to be able to go like this, we got merch, but this isn't the merch. It didn't come in yet, but I want to tell you, if you go on we are in the ShareFund. I will put the link in the description here. You can also just go to kristinsmedley.com/film. That is in the description of this video already. And you will get a link to the ShareFund, how are raising the next round of funding. We had our first fundraiser here in my hometown, and it was absolutely unbelievable to watch all these folks get behind this film. But now we are doing one for the general, the entire world, the whole community to get involved. And this week we were able to add levels of giving merch to it. We've got a really cool trucker hat that's coming, t-shirt, baseball jersey, super fun things. Now, when you go on there and you see them, I designed them with AI. How fun is that? Just to have a placeholder. The actual merch will look very, very, very similar, but better because we will have an actual graphic design person do all of the logos on the merch. But hey, check it out because AI did a pretty good job. And if AI does a good job, do you know what that means? It means the human that was putting information into the artificial intelligence algorithm is a good communicator because you're only going to get out of that what you put into it. That's a whole nother conversation on AI, but I intend to use a lot of AI in putting this film together for all different kinds of reasons, not the film itself. That's going to be like real, like humans, right? And I'll introduce you to Ken, that is my buddy at Shadowbox Pictures, sorry, that is putting all of that together. Okay. And saving the best for last for you, because this one is all about you. It has been all about me and my film so far, but this is about you. Also on ShareFund, this was one of the other reasons that I totally was excited about it when my buddy Kirk Adams told me about it. On ShareFund, you can sign up for that campaign for Curveball. You can sign up to be a promoter and share it with a special link that is only yours. And when you share that link and say to your friends, hey, go donate a few bucks or a few million bucks to this film that I feel is important to come into the world, go do that. And when your friends do that and use your link, you get paid. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a group effort, a community job to get this film into the world. And why not? Why not get some moolah for the movement that you're helping to get into the world, right? So isn't that cool that ShareFund does that? You're all going to have to let me know if some other platform does that because I have not seen that yet. Anywho, so, and if you have a project in mind, look at ShareFund for doing your first crowdfunding. First crowdfunding? I didn't mean to say first crowdfunding. I mean your crowd funding revenue stream to bring your film into the world. Look at ShareFund. It is super cool. It's relatively new. The Eric that is the founder and started the whole thing was actually on the phone and texting and emailing with me when I was working through setting it up. I mean, what kind of service? Like you never get that anymore. It was really cool. So ShareFund. But go on Kristin Smedley, Kristin with an IN, people. You know how picky I am about that if you know me. KristinSmedley.com/film. The link is in the description of this video, and I will be adding some more links like directly to ShareFund after I am done yapping away on Filmmaker Friday. Anywho, so those are the things, happening right now. Really, honestly, seriously, the biggest one is the script is in my hand and it is done and it is ready for Mila Kunis to read it. I'm putting it in the world right here on my YouTube channel with my less than 300 subscribers. But I know you all that are seeing this are going to subscribe and you're going to up that. And eventually it's going to get right to Mila on her screen or on her phone, or someone's going to call her and say, "Oh my gosh, you really need to play this woman in her film." Now, I understand people are being a little judgy that know Mila Kunis. I was too. When it was first brought to me that she should do this film, I said, um, I'm like a million years older than her. Remember, folks, this is me from, well, I didn't even tell you about that yet. It's me from when my son was 10. Okay, he's 24. Do the math and erase a lot of the wrinkles on this face, and hair was a lot shinier. I was no Mila Kunis, but I think that she could pull off, being a Kristin Smedley. And honestly, no. Then when I was really looking into Mila's background and all the things she has going on in the world, I'm like, man, pretty serendipitous that I don't think it's serendipitous. I think there's a heck of a lot of divine intervention in my journey. If you know about my story and all of the things that we've been able to do in this thriving in this world. But when I was looking at Mila's everything she has going on, I'm like, oh boy, that is the kind of soul that needs to be a part of this. And I am picky, people. Let me tell you, with this project, I am picky about who we're bringing in to be a part of it. Like I said, I learned a lot about humans on my last project. And it was great learning because now I know exactly the kind of people that I want to work with. Plus, I'm about to be 53, right? Like those of you in your that are above 50, shout out to you. We have no time. We have no time for difficulties, right? Or people that are not on the same value vibe as we are. So we are bringing all kinds of great value vibe into the tribe working on this film. In the coming weeks, I will be talking about the folks that we're recruiting in addition to Mila Kunis. We would love for you to be a part of this film. Just saying. No pressure. Just saying. But other folks, actors, actresses, that is cast, crew members, all the things, right? The marketing folks, everybody. We are recruiting we are attracting in and recruiting from the community at large and the disability community. It's very important to me and everyone involved with this film that this is inclusive from soup to nuts, as they say. And I don't even know if they say that anymore, but they said it when I was young, from beginning to end. Every little piece of this, we want it to be, not want it to be the mandate that I've got with this film is that it is fully inclusive with people of all abilities. And it will be quite the statement to the world to show that high level, mega wonderful things happen when you are inclusive. So there you go for the first, I won't do it again. Filmmaker Friday. Is that better? Is that better for people wearing headphones? The first Filmmaker Friday. That is it, y'all. Go check out Curveball, the film, on that webpage that I have in the description on my website. You can read a little bit about it, but watch the pre-trailer. Actually, at the end of this, I will have it connect once this is over to go to our pre-trailer so you get an idea of the story that we're putting in the world. If you would like to get involved, send me an email at thrivingblind@gmail.com. You can also go on my website and get me there. Let me know if you'd like to be involved. And if you would be ever so kind as to donate on the ShareFund campaign, that would be amazing. And sign up as a promoter and then share it with everybody with the unique link that it's going to give you. And let's all make some moolah on the movement. Oh, it's been a long, hot week here in the Philadelphia area, and I'm a little bit fried, but excited to finally be able to do this Filmmaker Friday. And you will see more of this every Friday as we as we get to go through this extraordinary process of bringing a story I've been waiting so long to tell. And I promise you, it will be worth your investment, worth your time, and it is so worth the wait that I've had for so long to bring it to you. Okay, go visit kristinsmedley.com/film. Cheers for Curveball, and I'll see you next Friday.